who don't vote, because in some ways, they've made a very rational choice. If I had been drawn out of my democracy based on my ethnicity or race or inclination for who I'm going to vote for, and my vote really doesn't matter and it's not going to change the course of this election, then why the heck should I vote in this county commissioner's race, or this city council race, or this congressional race? So, by reforming our institutions, including money in politics, gerrymandering in congressional districts, and then most importantly, ensuring that we do not have, especially if we can't fix the first two, perpetual re-election to Congress and the Senate, we're going to get our country back. And the things that you care about that we have made no progress on due to this dysfunction, owing to the corruption of our democracy. Things like immigration reform, which we've been talking about for 30 years and have been unable to act on, we'll be able to move forward on that. Universal health care with a single payer, so that health care is a right and not a privilege. We'll be able to get that done. Ending the war on drugs in a country that imprisons more of its own people than any other on the face of the planet, we'll be able to get that done. Supporting our public school teachers to allow them to do what they were called to do in life, to inspire a love of learning for the sake of learning, not for scoring on a standardized test.
Amen.
Or these crazy Washington-imposed accountability standards that have no reflection or bearing on what's going on in Tyler or El Paso or other parts of the state. Giving control and some faith back to those teachers, those parents, and those classrooms, and letting them do their life's work, what they were called to do. That's going to make us a stronger state, and making sure every kid has access to one of those great teachers and a great classroom and a great school, no matter what side of town they were born on. And by the way, not confusing things, as we talked about earlier, where we say never mind the facts, never mind that transgender kids are more likely to be the victims of violence and intimidation than any other kid in their classroom. Never mind that, we're going to try to scare you, the Republican leadership says, about who's going to come into your kid's bathroom. We'll have you focus on that instead of the quality of the classroom, the funding that we have, and the support of our public school teachers. And how about this? Once you graduate from one of these great schools, at a time that we have $1.4 trillion in outstanding student loan debt, at a time that 10% of that outstanding debt, which is more than all the privately held credit card debt in this country, 10% of those former students are in or risk going into default. What if we made it easier for folks to afford college, to get a degree, an associate's, a bachelor's, a certification, and to find that job that's going to allow them to be successful in life without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars over the next 10 or 20 years to pay all of that back. All of that is possible.
We all win.
We all win when we control our democracy. When we start doing those things, guess what? People start voting. They believe that their vote matters. They believe they have a voice in this. And that, ladies and gentlemen and children, that is why we're running this campaign in that way. We're not writing anybody off. They say, don't go to Tyler, it's red. Don't go to Smith County, that's a red county. Beto, you need to be in the Rio Grande Valley instead. We're not going to write Tyler off, just like last night we didn't write Collin County off, just like we haven't written Killeen or Lubbock or Amarillo or Waco or Corpus Christi or Beaumont or Longview. We're not going to write any part of Texas off, because I want to serve and represent and understand and work with and listen to everyone in the state. And we're also not going to take anyone for granted. So we are in the Rio Grande Valley. We are in McAllen. We are in Brownsville. We are in Laredo and El Paso and Houston and Austin, Fort Worth and Dallas, San Antonio. We are going to be in every single one of the 254 counties running this race the right way. Here's how we do this together. If you haven't already, I'm not offended if you take out your cell phone. In fact, I encourage you to do that. And text to the following number. This is how you can join the campaign if you have not already. It's 90975, 90975. and you text the name Beto. Beto to 90975.